This is a beginner Hulk guide from a 30+ hour Hulk main. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I guarantee you're gonna learn something new in this video. All right, so let's talk about the Hulk, what he does good, what he does bad, and what your general game plan is gonna be. We always have to go over the kit, so let's take a look at his kit real quick. Heavy blows, it does 40 damage per swing. His ultimate is amazing. It's Hulk Smash. You turn into a giant monster and you go ape shit. Indestructible Guard is amazing. It's the bubble, and it can go to your teammates as well. Also, it gives ult charge whenever it takes any kind of damage too, which is really good to know. Radioactive Lockdown is his CC ability, and it will, like it says, lock people down for like a second and a half or something. Incredible Leap is his bread and butter and is absolutely amazing. It's a leap that you can charge, and it's a very, very good. Last but not least is his Gamma Burst, which is a long-range projectile that does like 90 damage. Okay, let's get into some settings that I really like to change as the Hulk. Go to keyboard, go to combat, then scroll down to hero. Hold to activate Incredible Leap. Holy shit, turn this thing off. There's a few texts that you could do with it on. I don't really give a shit about text, especially not for a beginner guide. So turn that off, and it's going to allow you to just tap to let it charge. That way you're not constantly holding it down because it gets really annoying. Second is going to be display attack range. Turn that on. What that allows you to do is make the enemy glow whenever you can hit them, whenever you're within their range. Those are the best settings I found to change with Hulk. Also having high camera sensitivity. I really like having two because you're going to do things like punch guys right here and then boom, immediately want to jump backwards. And they're never going to expect you to jump backwards. So the few things that stand out with the Hulk are mostly his jump. His jump is amazing. And his shield is really amazing. It doesn't get enough credit. So the shield will give you ult charge, which allows Hulk to just go wild. You get a lot of value out of his ult, as long as you don't get CC'd. And his leap, I'm telling you guys, it's so slept on. I don't think people really understand just how good this tool is. Like, the fact that you can constantly go wherever you want, whenever you want, is ridiculous. And the only thing that's stopping him is his him getting CC'd. And that is really why this shield is so good with him too, because it blocks CCs. So with his Incredible Leap, you can catch people out of the sky like this. And it's kind of hard to do in a match, but it is just something that you have the option to do. I personally don't even do it when there's an Iron Man because I think I'm just wasting time. If you miss that first jump, Iron Man is going to tear through you with that beam, and you're not getting any value out of anything else. Some things to consider: he is gigantic. He's got one of the biggest hitboxes, so you're going to take a lot of damage. So you need to know how to play the game properly, and you need to know about value. So you need to know that standing right here, whenever the card is right here and hitting the enemy team, you're just soaking up damage. Let's talk about why Hulk is really, really good in Marvel Rivals and why he's so slept on. Hulk is a dive off tank character, period. He is really, really good at jumping in the back line and protecting high ground. That is where he gets his value at. He is so good while the two teams are fighting. He is really good at getting in the back line and putting pressure on a squishy, like a support or someone. Whoever's the most valuable, right? Which is usually the supports. That is where he absolutely excels. He also excels at, like I said, pushing high grounds and contesting them, so you can get these enemy guys off like a Hela off of high ground. That's what he's really, really good at. He can put pressure on her. You can't really do any of this unless you have your abilities, period. If you don't have your abilities and you jump in, you're gonna die flat out. It might work in bronze, but it's not gonna work in plat or diamond or any of the other ones. So you guys need to be able to manage your cooldowns and not really throw out his abilities willy-nilly. So if you guys are all fighting right here and you just throw this clap out, guess what? You don't have a clap if you want to jump in. So you need to be aware of that. It's fine if you throw it out, but you're not going to get as much value usually because they're just going to heal that damage. I always hang out with the team, and I throw out my shield and I protect them, and I soak up ultimate charge because that's exactly what he's going to be doing. He's going to be getting a lot of ult charge really, really quickly. So Hulk's game plan is always going to be to jump the back line immediately, keep charging that jump and putting pressure. And you don't even need to really be getting kills with Hulk. You need to be cleaning up kills with Hulk. And the other thing you need to do is get value, period. Value is not always having 30 kills, 2 deaths, and damage blocked. Value is also making 3 out of the 5 people or 6 people chase me while the rest of my team fights just the 2 guys or the 3 guys. That's value. I'm over here They're over there. We're sandwiching the enemy team, and everyone is getting broken up. The healers are trying to attack me. They're not healing their team, and my team is cleaning them up because everyone's looking at me. I'm jumping in. I'm freezing one person. I'm popping my block, and then I'm out again. I'm back to the friendly team where it's safe. Those are the biggest things that you're going to be looking at with Hulk. Diving in, diving out, causing chaos safely, and getting value. Like I said, value is not always damage. It's also getting people to look at you and not look at their team. And using their cooldowns. Using their cooldowns is huge. What happens whenever Luna Snow doesn't have her CC anymore? You're going to absolutely destroy her. So generally, every fight is going to start out the same, but you're going to look at your team comp and see if you have another tank. If you have another tank like a Doctor Strange, you're set. You're playing Hulk exactly how Hulk wants to be played, which is getting in and diving like we talked about, dive clapping to get extra damage, freezing one guy, shielding, and then going right back behind Doctor Strange's big-ass shield. If you don't have a good off tank, or a good main tank rather, like a Magneto or a Strange, or you have no other tank at all and you're the only tank, guess what? You're not playing Hulk the way he normally gets to be played. That's just the way it is. You're mostly going to be playing safely. You're not going to be a meat shield until you have your shield charged, your indestructible shield. Generally speaking, you're going to be playing safely on corners. You're going to be peeking when enemies overextend or someone dives. You're going to fall back with your incredible leap because you always need to have that thing charged, and you're going to help your team out because you are a tank at the end of the day. You might not be like other tanks, but you are a tank and you need to protect your team because ain't nobody going to be healing you if they're getting their shit pushed in by Iron Fist and Spider-Man. Now, if you don't have another really good tank, that doesn't mean you don't get to play Hulk anymore. That just means you need to be smart about it. You need to get your huge values whenever you can. So if I'm sitting here and I'm protecting my team and I'm dropping these shields, I'm not going in. I have no shield. When I dive in to attack their backline, guess what I'm doing? I'm getting my shit wrecked because I'm pushing back and the enemy team can't, or my team can't really heal me very well. So I'm waiting for those right opportunities and right moments to jump in. I need to have good value when I jump in. We're all fighting. My team is really safe. The tank is low. Their tank is low, right? Boom, that's whenever I jump into the back line and I start pushing the supports. Because guess what the supports are doing? They're running for their lives because they're super afraid. And they know how valuable they are. So they're trying to get away. And guess what they're doing whenever they're running away? They're not healing their tank or their DPS. Everybody's looking at me. So that's why you always want to have your shield as well. You finally find an opportunity to jump in, you need to immediately first set your incredible leap to charge, start attacking, and then cast your shield. Every single time. I hope you guys heard that. Jump in, start charging, start swinging, start clapping, and then use your shield. What that does is it allows for you to not get CC'd. Every single time you jump in, that Luna Snow is waiting with her CC so she can freeze you immediately. And guess what happens when you jump in? You get CC'd, your incredible leap goes away, you have no charge. And then guess what happens? You literally wake up with nothing and you have to try and panic shield to get out of there. These are incredible tools and they have to be used correctly. Otherwise, it just doesn't flow well. So jump in, immediately start charging the next jump. And then right after they start getting smart about what you're doing, then use your shield. Don't use it right away because it's predictable. Use it like 3 seconds into that engagement with that support because you already got them down to like 50% health. They're going to be afraid for their lives. And then they see this and there's nothing they can do about it. They literally cannot stop you with that shield on and you're going to push their shit in. And then you're going to jump right back to safety and you're going to be completely fine. And guess what? They're down one support and you guys have all your team up. That's huge. You're going to win that fight almost every time, unless they ult. That is your bread and butter with Hulk. It is waiting for the right opportunity, jumping in, charging that incredible leap, attacking a few times, and then shielding. Then trying to hit stuff. Whenever you're in here and you're attacking, and let's say there's several people lined up, it doesn't really matter who you freeze, but if, let's say, these two people are supports, right? I freeze this support, I am never going to attack that one. I am always going to go for someone else because that causes them to make a decision to either heal that person or try and fight me. They're already down. If I'm like targeting this guy I'm let's say I really want to kill this guy, but I freeze him, I'm going for the other guy every single time. You really, really want to go for the other person because it just causes complete and total chaos. And that's what you're supposed to be doing as the Hulk. You're not supposed to be cleaning up one kill, or you're not supposed to be getting one kill every single time and then diving out. You're supposed to create chaos, get everyone to look at you and cause mass confusion. They don't know what the fuck to do. You're in their spawn and they cannot get you out. And you just got 3 people down to 50% health and they're all afraid. That is exactly what you want to be doing as Hulk. And then the rest of your team is coming in and cleaning up. And then when they clean up, guess who else gets to clean up? You. You get to start cleaning up. You cause the chaos. You make it hard for them to deal with you. The rest of the team gets value out of these guys using all their CCs on you and looking at you instead of their team and protecting them. That's what's good about the Hulk. Value, value, value. It is so important. If you guys don't take anything else from this beginner guide, it is the value that Hulk has, not in numbers, but in LOSs, cooldown managements, and making these guys use all of their resources. Another quick tip, anytime you're going to dive a backline, guess what you should always be thinking in the back of your head? Do I have an escape route? Can my healers see me? And what are these guys going to do? When I dive in, this Luna Snow is going to CC me, or this rocket is going to dash away from me. Well, guess what? I know this rocket's going to dash. I already have a short leap because he's going to dash. I'm going to cut him off. If I'm hitting this rocket and he's going to dash that way, guess what? I jumped in. Boom. I jumped right here. I'm on him again. He jumps over here with his second dash. I'm on him again. Every single time you jump on anyone, they're going to use their mobility to get out or their CC. So expect that every single time, and you are going to have a lot better win rates with Hulk because you're going to apply true pressure and you're going to use their resources. With the Hulk's clap, I don't really like using it from distance like this. Really, all it's doing is charging them. They're getting ult charge for free, and I'm getting a small amount. I like to come in, apply pressure. If I think they're killable or I want to put more pressure on them, I clap. It's going to be way easier to hit, and you're going to get more value out of it. You can actually clean up kills with it. It doesn't do enough damage from range for it to be meaningful, so I stay away from it. If they're lined up like this close by, or they're all stuck together right here, I'll clap on them because it's going to hit multiple individuals. If you hit from right here, you're going to hit several of them. It can brush past people, but it will stop on somebody. So the only 2 times I really like to use that ability is when I'm in their faces, putting the fear of God into them, or whenever they're grouped up and I know I can hit multiple people to apply team pressure. His exile, like I said, I almost always use it this way, where I'm in a team fight, I freeze that guy over here, Magneto, or whoever the hell he is, and I focus this guy that's right in front of me. Almost every single time. It takes that guy out of the fight, and it applies insane pressure to this one, and this guy's scared for his homie's life, and he's about to just like witness his homie fall out. His shield, you always save it. You jump in, get a few hits off, use it, and guess what? You're not always going to clean up kills every single time. You're going to get out. Like, you're going to have to run whenever you can't get this kill. You're going to run away. That's what that shield is for. It's amazing. At the beginning of every fight, I always line up with the enemy team. Let's say they're out there and my whole team's right here. I always, every single time, get an LOS, and then I shield once the fighting really starts, and I stand here. I stand completely still because everybody and their mother is all shooting in this one stupid little hallway or LOS from like 100 feet away straight. All you're doing is soaking up ult charge. You get like 12% every time you do this in a fight. So some of the disadvantages of Hulk are that he has no ranged capabilities. Yes, he has this clap. I don't consider that ranged in my opinion. It is situational. Sometimes you want to throw it out, but most of the time you don't. So you're going to play like you're a melee character because you are. You have to remember at all times that corners are your friends, barricades are your friends, structures, everything. You want to be around them. And if you're not, just know the inherent risk you're taking when you're standing right here in front of an enemy team. Everybody's going to shoot you, period. You have a giant hitbox. That's just the way it is. So you need to stand on structures and you need to wait for someone else to push you most of the time if you're fighting as a team, because it's a team-based game. So let's say the payload's right here and Doctor Strange is pushing up because he's always at the front. Boom, you're right here. You're right here, standing halfway in and out. And if not, you're protecting your team whenever you guys are doing team fights like payloads. Someone dives on your backline when you're right here. Boom, you're immediately coming up, to help him out. You put a shield on him, whatever. That's your job as Hulk whenever you're playing a little bit more defensively and with his advantages and disadvantages. That's the true like nature of his neutral play, is standing around cover, playing around your team, and picking the right moments to dive in. That's the most important thing you guys can learn with Hulk. Protecting your teammates with the shield, getting lots of ult charge, and then going off. Let's talk about his ult. His ult is amazing and very, very, very good. And there's only a few ways I like to use it. One is a get out of jail free card. Whenever you are low on health, whenever you use it, it brings you all the way back up to full. You can play from range in this form because you're doing 120 damage, which is half Squishy's health with this clap, and it's a 1 second cooldown. You also get a freeze. You get your normal hits. It launches them. You can do combos with it because it launches them. And guess what? The game plan is still always the same. Charge your jump before you attack, and then charge your jump again whenever you land. Every freaking time. That is bread and butter for Hulk. If you're not doing that every time, you're not going to be the best Hulk you can be. So jumping in, ulting, immediately charging that jump up again, because you are going to put the fear of God into these people when you're Hulk and you're jumping around, clapping, jumping around, clapping, and then grabbing someone and beating the brakes off of them. Preferably Jeff. If you can get a hold of Jeff, automatic, even if it's less value, you're beating the brakes off of him every single time because he deserves it. Yeah, fuck Jeff, okay? Okay, we're getting down to the last few seconds on Hulk's ult. Pressure Q, try to grab someone whenever you can because it extends it for another like 4 seconds and it gives you a 30% damage reduction. It's pretty massive if you do it correctly. It just keeps that ult feeling valuable and it takes someone out of the fight usually. It starts making people panic. With the damage reduction too, it makes you an actual tank, like you're in an RPG and you're hitting taunt or something. Everyone shoots at you and hopefully your supports are good and they're like, oh shit, that Hulk is doing that thing. I'm going to heal the shit out of him because he's literally hitting taunt and everybody going to be hurting him. So yeah, hopefully it works. Sometimes it doesn't, I'm gonna be honest, and sometimes you get turned back into Bruce Banner. Period, flat out, straight up, homie. Okay, so these are my basics beginner guide for Hulk, and my thoughts on him right now are that he is very good in the right hands, and you need to have good game sense to use him properly, period. You have to have good game sense and know what value is. You need to try and get better about knowing the maps, knowing people's abilities and cooldowns, and get very disciplined with his abilities, because if you're constantly jumping in without a bubble, you're gonna get your shit pushed in, straight up. So knowing about the value you get from having the enemy team look at you back here and what your team can do with that is huge. Knowing that if you get a support out, that's huge. And knowing that you have a lot of disadvantages because you're a melee only character that's going to be in the back line of the enemy team. And knowing that you need to be careful and use your abilities in the right moments. If you can do that, he is one of the funnest characters in this game. Not tanks, characters, period. No one can jump like he can. No one can fly around and cause chaos like he can. And those up times of you going off with him make it so worth it to sometimes sit right here and protect the team and play smart and wait for your opportunities. It's like you go, 8 hours without eating and then you eat a cheeseburger. Bro, that cheeseburger is going to be amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be fire. That's going to be the best cheeseburger you ever had in your whole life. So try Hulk out and try him out in these ways, and make sure you get really good at constantly jumping in and out with that jump, that leap, and always have it charged up. If you guys can do that, you guys are going to be pretty good Hulks, period. You guys are going to be great. All right, if you guys like this and you want to watch me live, come check out my stream. I'm on all platforms, Kick, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, all of my stream. I stream while playing on a treadmill, which is pretty fun. I get a lot of steps in, and it's an exercise, and I play a lot of rank. So if you guys want to see me play Hulk live, I will be playing Hulk live. Come check me out. All right, thanks, guys. I'll see you later.